So let's come to the poetry section. Um, I have written three stanzas on the board, and if you can, I have written down the page number also. This is on your in your books. This is on page number 29. So it would be advisable if you can also open your books so that you know what are we reading. So let me read the first stanza. It says, he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. So one of the most, if you remember, we did go through a couple of writing tools in the first poem, and my question would be, why do you think the poet has used he for an animal? Usually you don't do that, do you? But here the poet has used he for an animal. And my answer is because I think there were people who were still confused, and I did repeat that, is that this poem, the poet has tried to personify. That means the poet has used human characters while explaining an animal. So that is personification. Here it says, he stalks in his vivid stripes. So now, before we go to the stanza explanation, couple of things I just want to remind. Please make sure that you're writing your notes with a pencil in your book right across the stanza. I am going to check it when we meet physically. B, um, I don't get to see as many people as I am expecting on the Google Online classroom. I think there are 47 students who are registered. In fact, you should be more than 50. So classmates, please try to make sure that everyone is on the Google registered on the Google Classrooms app, and try to put a comment yes there, so that I will get to know that you whether you have gone through the video or not, which is mandatory. Um, the story that we are talking about today, in the form of this poem, is is the story of a tiger, and the poet is writing this poem with a lot of pain, because he's just trying to imagine how um, things are for an animal, for a tiger, one of the most beautiful creations of God, one of the most beautiful creations of the cat family, confined in a prison. Here in this context, the tiger is confined, caged in a zoo. I hope you must have visited zoo at least once in your lifetime as children, where you go and get to see animals. And one of the reasons why animals are kept in the zoo is for entertainment. The other one is for to protect uh, their species. But then that is not what a tiger is supposed to do, is it? Tiger is a wild animal, so that a wild animal is supposed to roam in the wild, free, as a free animal. But unfortunately, in this poem, we are talking about a tiger who's caged in a zoo. So it says, he stalks in his vivid stripes. He is referred to the tiger here, and he's stalking, he's walking as if he's trying to follow. If you have ever seen an animal, ever seen a tiger in confinement, in a prison, in a caged situation, you'll see that the animal will keep on moving from one point to another for no reason. He stalks in his vivid stripes. Vivid means velvety stripes. God has created every tiger with distinct and different body stripes. Vivid, shining very beautifully. So one of the reasons can be one of the indications whether the animal is healthy or not is comes from the fur or the skin. So here in this context, maybe the tiger is well kept, tiger is fed well, so the tiger the fur is shining, and all the stripes are the golden stripes, the brown stripes, everything is shining on his body. So this is what we come to know. But at the same time, we also come to we are also trying to understand that the tiger is moving from pacing from one point to another. The few steps of his cage. Why do you think the tiger is taking a couple of steps? Why do you think the tiger is not taking many steps? With this line, we come to understand that it's a very small cage and the tiger cannot access as much as he wants to access. I'm using he, I'm trying to personify as Leslie Norris has done. So he cannot move from one place to another. Why? Because it's a small cage. It's a small room-like structure with bars. And because the tiger is getting restless, he doesn't want to live in a cage. He was not born to live in a cage, if I'm correct. And he's walking, pacing from one point to another with his beautiful body, with that personality. But he's not happy because he's caged. On pads of velvet quiet, if you have ever seen the paws of a tiger, they're huge. Here, the poet has used velvet for the paws. You know, the tiger's paws are let's just not compare it with horses galloping, because they have a different that's a different scenario. Here, the poet is trying to say that when the tiger is walking, the only thing that you can hear is a thud, a strong noise. But the paws are as if they are landing on velvet. Velvet is supposed to be a material which is very, very soft, very delicate. But it's quietly landing on the ground with a thud, with a noise, but very softly. So the soft fur of the tiger and the beautiful body stripes of the tiger and the way the tiger is moving from one place to another, from one corner to another,